I
Dyer's choice.
It is kind of weird. I mean, a lot of these times when these teams let them through, they usually have pretty good responses to them. But Trent continues to go ignored here, and Alliance can just grab this in the second phase. I mean, maybe they think, okay, we're not really afraid of that hero. If you pick that up, yeah, you'll be pretty strong inside the lanes, but we'll be able to push down towers in one go. I don't know. Either way, CM grabbed now. This blocks a potential Beastmaster pickup because I feel like CM has just been way too good against Beastmaster in the lane. Allows you to run the hero down as you have to play pretty close to the creep wave. And of course, the Boris end up just getting hit with a frostbite and they get killed and do 60 XP over to the lane heroes.
I had a chuckle here because I realized they actually banned out Leo Styles mid Venomancer as a preparation for the Bat Rider. They're like, because that lane's unplayable for the Bat Rider. There's literally nothing you can do. Like you go to like try and run at the Veno. The only hope is that you dodge the Gale. If you don't dodge the Gale, you're just like cool.
Yeah, if you do dodge the Gale, then I think you can kill the Veno.
Yeah, then you just kill Veno, unless he TPs, right? But it's a pretty funny lane. It's a pretty funny ban, I think. You go for the Bloodseeker, tiny, like you said. Next pick for Infinity here should give us at least some information as to where this Tusk Shadow Fiend heroes are going.
Yeah, we'll see that in just a second here. I see the Bloodseeker picked up. It does block a couple of potential picks that you wanted to run, like you might have wanted to run pause 3, like Pango was still in the pool. Again, you do have the option of Treant, but I'm almost certain you're gonna see like a mid laner picked up here.
Dyer gets the ban.
I am completely wrong. They go for the Underlord. Okay. I mean, we saw Speed play this just yesterday, but outside of that, this hero is pretty rare.
I think I was telling you yesterday, I was like, I love Underlord in current patch. I think he's very strong. And I think he can be flexed mid occasionally as well, which is one of the strengths of him. So do I think that's going to happen? No, I think he's probably going up against the Bloodseeker lane because anytime he comes up the lane to CS, you're going to Firestorm and hit him for a substantial amount of damage. So I like this. It also still does kind of hide where the Shadow Fiend Tusk are going. Because Tusk's Underlord doesn't sound like a super interesting lane, but the fact that it pairs so well with Pit of Malice is pretty cool because you just have shards to block people into Pit of Malice, but that's more of a late game thing. You don't really go Pit early on.
All right. Now, it was which team again that wanted to push this game back, or they said that they had internet problems earlier on? It was Infinity?
Yeah.
5 seconds.
My only concern is that I don't know. Do you feel like these teams at this point are well rested, or do you think they were up really early, like started preparing for their match at 12, and at this point, a little bit tired? Because I know with Downs, actually a lot of teams, they usually like wake up like 3 or 4 hours before their games, play like a best of 1 or a best of 2. Some teams simulate a best of 3 before they actually go into their official, and then they start to play. It'd be pretty late for these teams over there. I mean, it's already getting pretty close to like what 10 p.m. on the East Coast.
Yeah. So from my knowledge, Infinity had a power outage this morning, which is why they had to reschedule. So chances are both these teams were up and getting ready for their first series. I doubt I doubt they were just like anticipating a power outage, right? So yeah, they just had to kind of go about their day and come back. It's gonna be a last pick Visage here for the off lane. I mean, that's not bad. I feel like Vitaly should be pretty good with that. But this does give, again, last pick for Infinity here. And I'm kind of wondering, honestly, if you just take the Shadow Fiend into the Visage lane and you pick like a really strong mid matchup.
5 seconds.
Or you could go for a Naga Siren. And it's like a free Naga Siren game.
Oh yeah, I mean we've seen Naga Siren up against Viz. I think this is just too good to pass up at this point.
The Rupture comes out, you just wait out the Rupture. It just like owns the Visage. It owns the Lasso initiation as well.
Yeah, you build a Manta style, dispel silence. Yeah, dispel for the Bat Rider. There's a lot of reasons why Naga's really good here, but they go for the CK instead. I mean, this will do a lot of the similar things once you hit level 6, and I feel like it's pretty good against the Visage in lane 2, but not nearly as strong as the Naga side. You have a lot of kill potential with the Chaos Knight when you're supports with the Crystal Maiden and the Tusk, though. So I would be kind of afraid of Infinity's lineup here.
The other thing too is you're playing against a 0 armor Visage in the lane, with like as a Chaos Knight. So a simple Reality Rift stun at level 2, you're gonna be hitting him for like 140 damage and auto attack on the Chaos Knight.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a little scary.
So I definitely prefer Infinity's draft. I don't know about you.
You prefer Infinity's draft?
Yeah.
I would say so too. I agree.
Oh, I thought you broke for a second.
I was thinking. I'm like, but I think the Underlord
yeah, that
lane
takes
is
you
good.
a while.
Okay. I think the Underlord lane is pretty good. I think the Shadow Fiend is gonna be fine into the Batrider mid. Like there is some kind of, back and forth play between these two heroes. But if the Shadow Fiend gets like a double raise onto the Batrider, he does the same thing, right? Reduces turn rate, reduces move speed. It's pretty interesting how that matchup has changed now.
Yep. All right. So I think if you can get kills on a Leo style and his SF in the early game, kind of shut him down, you'll be well off. But Elmisho and Roddick are going to have to make some early rotations for that to happen. Rubik isn't the best at making these early rotations, so Elmisho probably going to start boots first on this tiny, and then just go smokes, like even before the first night at 5 minutes, trying to find kills on the SF with that.
Dude, this is a Visage tiny lane, right?
I believe so, yeah.
These guys have 0 armor between the two of them.
They sure do. So Blightstone is definitely coming out. Actually, Blightstone doesn't come out. What?
I don't think you need it. You just have Chaos Knight, who naturally gets minus armor in the form of Reality Rift, and it's 4 armor reduction.
Why not even get even more minus armor if that's the case? They just started a bunch of stat items to get 1 point physical resist. But yeah, I would just go for a Blightstone as well. Like you do so much physical damage amp at that point. But maybe they just feel like stat items are a little bit better. Either way, they smoke up as 5 and head towards the bottom lane. Just last match, we were talking about how all the time these days people run towards the mid in order to block vision advantage coming out. But I think they'll find a kill instead. With this lineup, like CM or Tusk leading the charge and a Chaos Knight behind them, you are definitely going to find something.
Something that's really funny is we could see them place like the deep ward on the Radiant safe lane here, like closer to the Dire Tower. And if they do that, they're really likely to find a kill. But I'm looking at the damage types in general for the side of Infinity, and it is a lot of physical damage, right? Shadow Fiend with the presence of the Dark Lord later on, of course, Dad with the Reality Rift combined with like tag team of Tusk. Like there is so much physical damage that comes out from these heroes. Smoke is gonna pop here. El Misho, in some
more
trouble.
like El Dead.
That was a good one, Neph. That was a really good one. He's trying to not give first blood, but nah, it's gonna go to Shadow Fiend in the mid lane for Leo style. Probably the worst person you could give first blood to is, like I said, this is his best hero. It is his absolute favorite hero. Teams respect ban Shadow Fiend phase 1 against Infinity because they don't like playing against his SF.
Yeah, if they look back on this is where they know that they fucked up. What's he sitting out to himself to start? Is it a magic wand? Makes sense if you're playing against all this hero spam. So analog potentially get punished for just dropping sticky napalm off a cooldown on him.
All right, let's get started. Who is ready to Dota? Is that a thing? If not, copyright.
It's gonna be 2 for 2 on the runes as everyone heads to their lanes, and Leo style will just take the completed wand for the mid lane, some extra regen, and queue up those boots. Not gonna bother going for the bottle yet.
Yeah. Check this out. 3 heroes down the bottom lane. They got Tusk and Crystal Maid. Not only do they have lore power here, but these heroes have some sick nukes. So looking to get a second kill right off the bat.
And they did go for the super deep ward. This is what I was talking about. I was like, this ward actually just pays dividends against this lane.
Yeah. So regardless of the fact that Tiny's got like 30 strength, dude, they're playing so afraid right now. This is crazy.
Yeah, they have to stop. Like Oscar is just getting owned in this top lane right now.
Yeah. Yeah, they realized that something was up. There's no Tusk to come and trade with them, but You actually catch out Gardic here. Unfortunately, Oscar has to move away from that blood right. Doesn't want to fight into it. I think they could put a lot of damage into the Rubik there, but he is holding onto a Fairy Fire. And if you let your HP drop too low at the beginning of this laning phase, you know, you give Bloodseeker all that extra movement with Thirst. Once he gets level 2, he just runs you down.
Yeah, especially with how we've seen Bloodseekers do over the last couple of days, that would not surprise me.
Yep. Shards comes out. Was he finish off a creep with that one, or is he trying to do a little bit of harass? I didn't see.
I think he was looking for the range creep.
Okay.
I know there was one back there, but I did not have the camera up there.
Yep. Amisha takes a lot of damage down the bottom lane, but he's going to be fine for now. CM has gone through her entire mana pool. Unfortunately, once she hits level 2, she'll probably pop some mangoes and try to finish off El Misho here. If you can get on top of him.
Top
He's playing far enough
lane.
back for now. Mid lane.
Yeah, have you been watching
sorry,
this?
Leosai was just playing very far forward. Should have seen that second raise though, so Analog's gonna be fine. So they ended up placing this observer ward in a little bit of an odd spot. So this was the punishment for like the 5-man rotation down to the bottom line instead of putting anyone mid. They get this I don't know, deep river ward here that they don't manage to scout out. So this will give Analog vision advantage, it'll give him advantage over the runes as well. And exactly what we were talking about happens. Everyone is sitting at pretty low HP, so he's just got rune speed to run people down.
Bottom lane, they turn on to Tiny. He does get the attack speed slow there, which is quite nice. Actually doing a lot of work against the Chaos Knight, and Prada in a lot of trouble himself. Soul Assumption's just crushing his HP pool.
He's got one more tango. I don't think Yada's gonna share with him instead. Yeah, he's got 3 more mangoes coming out. So between like the 4 that he started with 6, he's down to 2 already. So he's just making things as easy as possible for the Chaos Knight. Well, top lane, Gardic gets blocked off with an Ice Shards. They're gonna try to commit onto him.
Nice snowball dodge.
Yeah.
And he just needs one more auto attack. He's gonna get it. Now he does get a decent chunk of bonus damage on the Underlord, but they are so low. And Kataro,
He doesn't really
he's
want
just
to
gonna
trade
toy
him
with
bonus
them, yeah.
damage. Kataro knows that he can't really commit onto the Underlord here. He does still have 6 Swan charges, so he'd be able to top his HP back up. But this is essentially what you have to worry about at any given point. Like, you basically don't have Blood Right. You don't have your skill here, because anytime it comes out, he's going to dodge it with Snowball. You're almost never going to get to actually land this thing.
Yeah, good stuff. Mid lane, CS advantage. I don't know if you've caught it. Leo style is doubling the side of Analog, which, I mean, this is kind of how the Batrider Shadow Fiend matchup goes now.
Is about to be a pile of smoking rocks.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I just got an update from the admin that the boot camp is having, like, the team house is having new internet installed, so they're aware. All right.
Ooh.
Actually managed to time it perfectly.
He's still got
I
a
think they're
snowball.
going to get him anyways.
Nah, they're not going to try. He's a little bit afraid.
Come on, Genic, do it. Get back in there. I would have tried to snowball the Bloodseeker, get run underneath the tower, then died.
Yeah, he would have snowballed you straight to the tower.
Yeah, it would have been so sick if I
That
were
would have been
doing
very
that.
sick, that indeed. Shards off the mark this time. Snowball will be able to save him. And nicely done, as they're trying to just finish off Gardic. And Telekinesis, he gets the auto attack at the last second. In through the trees, Genic will fall. Kataro getting a decent chunk of healing there, but you don't want to be fighting this Underlord anymore. He's got way too much damage. He's going to try anyway.
He's going to try anyways.
Ooh, nice little heal there off the creep, though. Sir,
Don't
your body
do it,
blocked.
you-
Oh no, he's dead. Oh, he's not dead. He just got so much movement speed from bottom lane. He made it outside of the
I think Oscar's dead now.
firestorm.
He's got lift. He's salving himself back up, so he's going to be able to run him
Genic.
down, but here comes Tusk. Are you sure?
Oh, the body blocks, dude. Oh my gosh. Tag
He's got
team.
Fade Bolts
He's got-
off in one.
Dude, what a brawling of a lane up here.
Yeah. Bottom lane. Yeah, tries to chase the Visage underneath the tower, but with opponent Gravekeeper's cloak, it means that he is too tanky for them to go on. All right, we got the action lane. I'm happy. It doesn't get better than this. Good Dota, closing out the night with my Naruto G Fuel.
Drops the Requiem there to try and deny a rune, and he does, but now he's just gonna get chased down by a Bat Rider. Leo Style kind of baited himself here, honestly.
You hate to see it.
And 3 heroes showing up in mid lane. That'll be more than enough. Shard block, though, from Genic. Will trap off the Rubik, but here comes Prada. Frostbite. And Snowball on in. Okay. At least they find 1 kill in exchange, but slowing down that Shadow Fiend is huge.
Yeah, I talked about this one at the beginning as well. I think any kills you get on the SF early game are going to be very important. And Leo Style realizes this as well. He's trying to go like tanky at the beginning of his game. He goes Strength Treads and he goes Falcon Blade after this. I like this a lot more than going for these greedy SF builds. Like the other day, we saw Blink Dagger first item on SF.
Yeah, that's true.
What the hell was that?
Top lane, Oscar in some trouble as Analog's here on the Bat Rider, and it's just a matter of time before he starts to run you down. One of those classic impossible matchups as the Underlord.
Yeah. You have to be careful about like teleporting back up to this lane because Bloodseeker does have level 6 now. He's just gonna rupture you.
Yeah. They got the Underlord.
The outpost and refill Analog's bottle too. What about Underlord?
How do you feel about the bracers as opposed to the Wraith Bands? Because I've been seeing a lot of people go Wraith Bands on this hero instead of the bracers.
I mean, the Wraith Bands are just when you need more armor for the lane. I think in this game, the extra strength and healing that you get from the bracers are more important than the extra armor. It's Bloodseeker is like doing pure damage to you. A lot of time you're just taking Harass and Rubik's Fade Bolt as well.
Unless it's basketball.
All right.
So Oscar was not careful, by the way. He just ends up TPing to top lane. So it means he isn't able to get away from a rupture if he drops it on him on the Bloodseeker.
I mean, he can always Fiend's Gate if there's no extra help, right? But
he's holding a point right now. So we haven't discussed very much the bottom lane, which of course was the Chaos Knight. I was hoping that the CK would do a little bit better than he did. I thought there'd be like huge kill potential in this lane.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised with the lane, but Fiend's Gate into the bottom. The rotation from Genic. I was going to bring in the Bat Rider as well. The question is, who's winning this fight? It looks like the Chaos Knight's the first one to go down. Well, heals up a little bit. The Snowball to buy him a little bit of space, but the root onto the Bat Rider doing some work. The rotation in from Leo Style now. He's got that Arcane Rune running as he lets the Requiem rip. Now Pand Prada will fall next. Oh man, a disaster of a lane, or a disaster of a fight here if they manage to get the Shadow Fiend. And with Kataro's rotation now, they will indeed. The toss there.
Tosses him with the rupture.
Beautifully done. 5 fall, dude. That's all 5 heroes die in this bottom fight for Infinity. That is massive.
Absolutely huge. So 8-11 now. We have had non-stop action in this game. And there's been 19 kills in only 9 minutes.
That's what I like to see, man.
Yeah.
I feel like this Chaos Knight, if it was a Naga Siren, this game is totally different. Like, I understand the idea behind going for, like, the minus armor bonuses, but Naga Siren also has minus armor, and she does not allow Visage to play in the lane at all. So I feel like this is, like, kind of hurting them quite a bit here.
Yeah.
Don't look now, but
it is kind of what it feels like lately. Why pick the Chaos Knight if you can just pick Naga Siren.
All right, bottom tier 1's gonna go. Look forward to delay this just a little bit. 10-minute rune is spawning Genic on the front line here. They're gonna see the Bat Rider, but Firefly will protect him, so he's gone.
Don't look now, but Radiant's bottom
10 minutes rolls around. Genic is gonna buy himself the tome. He'll hit level 6 off of this. Garnic is already level 7. On the Rubik. Oh, he is quite powerful. 4 points in Fade Bolt. He's got the Stolen Firestorm as well. I mean, he just spam this out on whoever he wants.
I kind of forgot they picked Underlord into
yeah,
Rubik.
Genic sees Gardic, but Gardic is like stronger than you, man. I don't know.
He's hoping maybe the Underlord can join him.
Does he realize that he got body blocked for half a second there?
I don't think so. Well, your shards were off the mark, but I think they've still got enough damage. He drops the Firestorm back the other way, though, and where's Bat Rider, man? Oh, can he get the lasso? He does. All right. I was like, sometimes you kind of grief yourself on the Fiend's Gate every once in a while, but they find the kill onto the Underlord as an exchange, and I think you're pretty happy with that one.
Yeah. You're going to get away now. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, SF was just trying to put as much pressure on this tier 1 tower as he could alongside this catapult, so managed to bring it down to 460 HP. And it looks like this is the next place they're going to be playing. Genic moves over to the mid lane. If he get his hands on Vitaly, it'd be great, but Rubik is standing behind him.
Rubik steals the mid-range raise, it
Long.
looks like. Is that long?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, yeah, it is 700. Well, very even in net worth. I think this is fine for Alliance, though. Like, Bloodseeker, if he manages to keep this going, is the scariest hero of this game, I think, for sure. Big fight here in the river as Prada's going to go down first. Walrus Punch onto El Misho. A nice trade. The shards slowing these Alliance heroes from getting any further into this fight, but Genic, he's going to get caught. Telekinesis into... Ooh, stolen Requiem. Uh-oh. Got to be careful of that one. Snowball up onto the high ground, though. He's going to be safe.
When they saw him faking that Requiem, they decided they didn't want to turn with Oscar.
The real question is, does he keep Requiem over a level 4 Firestorm, you know? That's the question.
Yes.
You think so?
Definitely does.
Well, he's in trouble now. He's going to have to throw it. Well, he never even gets a chance. He's dead. Very nice pick off there by the Chaos Knight. But he's going to get ruptured up, and Analog, no lasso for 2 seconds. He's going to get out.
Yeah, the bird wasn't able to drop quite in time. And just about had the gargoyle on top of him.
And just smoking right into the jungle here. They see Kataro. And the Fiend's Gate as well, just for good measure. Not as necessary, but Oscar will use this to farm the ancient camps, I guess. They're wanting to punish this one. They're coming in numbers. El Misho up onto the high ground. Oscar trying to TP on out, but there's going to be the cancel. That Fiend's Gate, you can't use it anymore. It pops the mech. Ooh, beautiful freezing field on top of it, but they've got so much damage here from Vitaly. And now Analog trying to think about getting...
He got to the full duration.
He did.
Freezing
I don't
field.
think I've seen that in a long time. An actual full duration freezing field. He ends up trading 3 for 1. That is very good.
So despite the fact that he got the freezing field off of the entire... He did 3,000 damage with this thing in the last team fight.
Rubik stolen Firestorm,
nobody else
dude.
is able to put anything.
That's the scary
secret part. I mean, this ability is absolutely insane on Rubik with the Arcane Supremacy. In the fact that you can just... It costs so little mana, too.
Oh, Shadow Fiend caught by the Visage into a lasso. And he's just going to burn on down. Vitaly able to just disengage.
With this, they basically set up on the mid tier 1 tower. They should stick around and try to put as much damage into this as they can. I mean, Oscar can try to zone them off of it, but...
They see Prada. He's going to get the Firestorm off, and Rubik's taking a ton of damage, but he's doing way more back with the help of the rest of Alliance. They continue the chase. They will have to know about that ward up on the high ground in a moment now. But if Gardic gets out of this, that's pretty good. All right, they're going to catch one of the familiars. Prada, he knows about it. He really wants this ward, but he's never going to get it.
I mean, they're just going to protect this ward here. Like, the goal right now of Alliance is to protect the ward, wait till they like throw 1 or 2 heroes at them, and then go back and grab the mid-tier 1 tower. The mid-tier 1 is like the only objective worth taking right now, so why would they do anything other than hang around it unless the enemies are like significantly out-farm them?
Yeah, and Gardic can
that's not happening given that Bloodseeker's on the other side of the map hitting Ancients.
Yeah, it's a really good point. Oh man, it's going to be so difficult to push into the Underlord, but it's also really difficult to push into a Rubik who is role-playing as a stronger Underlord. End up scanning below them. They're worried that they're going to go for like a smoke wraparound, and they are correct. That is exactly what's happening here. The scan expires just a moment too early. They do know the courier was sent to the secret shop. They're trying to find something, but Bloodseekers come mid now. They're not going to find him on this bottom wave at all. Dude, what a dodge by the Bloodseeker here. Any like regular Bloodseeker would have farmed the Ancients into that bottom wave, right? And Infinity predicted that, but Kataro just doesn't fall for it. He plays towards his team.
He might die anyways now. I catch him underneath this ward. They ping this one out, but the smoke is... Well, they're not smoked up. Yeah, he moves into the Ancients. Again, they've got vision of all of this. They see exactly where he's going.
Meanwhile, they're looking top here, and they will see Leo style. He's got no BKB. He's got nothing. That's the blink from El Micho. Just setting up stun after stun.
Oh my god.
The worst feeling as a Shadow Fiend, not being able to use Requiem.
Yeah. They're waiting for Bloodseeker, man. He's not showing himself. So Kitaro has just been wise to them, trying to go on him. They've sat these 3 heroes down here for like a minute and a half, 2 minutes now without finding anything. And now Rubik's in the TP.
That's a Rupture. And Telekinesis canceled that one. And the Stolen Firestorm, there's no chance he gets out of this one. And now they're looking for Genic.
You sit down here for 5 minutes after you lose the Shadow Fiend top. And then as you try to exit, you end up losing the CK too.
He's not done. I mean, they've got this ward still up here on the back side. So they see the Underlord. But Walrus Punch into a freezing field. Batrider trying to drag Genic towards his team as in comes Vitali on the backside. The Familiar drops the Stolen Storm as well. Underlord in trouble. They even cancel the TP on the Tusk. They just collapse on top of him. Alliance, a big win once again.
The only hero left standing on the other side of the map, the Shadow Fiend, who chose to go top instead of trying to take that engagement, which honestly ended up being the correct move. So, vision all over your jungle now. Ward on top of the hill, ward deep planted over closer to where the lane is. Like, you cannot farm your jungle anymore.
Yep. 13 to 24, a 5k gold lead. Alliance just playing super clean at the moment. As the BKB gets finished up on Analog, what other big items are we seeing drop out? BKB's done on Kataro.
Radiant scanning for enemies.
Blink Air is already finished on the Tiny.
Yeah, I mean, they've got such a powerful timing right now.
Yeah, they know that they're not in their own jungle, so they figure, okay, the enemies are even triangle, or they're going to moving up into our jungle now. Look how far the top wave is pushed, and they predict this one perfectly. They're wrapping behind them with the smoke. The smoke pops on 2 heroes, and they see the ice shards.
They don't really see them behind them, though. That's the thing. They dropped the ward. They're looking for someone. They're actually north.
Yeah, they know that everyone's here. Like,
oh,
this is about to be a disaster.
Prada's going to be the one that tanks the gank. I mean, that's considering that's everything not so bad. Good old... Oh, well, you just gave a freezing field on over to the Rubik. So we'll see how that ends up working out.
But the SF did get away, and SF managed to finish his BKB during that too.
Yeah, that's quite nice. It is space for the Chaos Knight as well, as CK has the Armlet and the Echo Saber working towards his Blink and BKB. He probably goes BKB first. Bottom lane, Analog, he's found Oscar, and I talked about this earlier, the most unplayable matchup in the world. As soon as you try and go for the Fiend's Gate, he just lassos you. There's no way you can get away from a Batrider. And there's your lasso.
I mean, he's got to
Oh, wait, he brought in Leo style. He instead Fiend's Gated to his team. That's one way. Oscar, he's still gonna burn. He dies. Batrider on the run, but they do connect onto the shards. The jump in, big Requiem will be able to finish it, but Kataro with a BKB just getting to work here as he takes down the Shadow Fiend. Now looking for the Tusk as well. El Micho survives, and oh boy. The reinforcements, it doesn't quite pay off. Kataro cleans up. We said the Bloodseeker was going to be super scary as this game goes on, and boy, oh boy. That BKB reveal.
Almost faked him out with that Fiend's Gate. Faked me out. I'm like, all right, he's going to try to escape again. We know how this one ends, but he was just trying to get the SF in, and SF hops in. Not enough damage to the Batrider. The Batrider does go down, though. His Firefly expired like the same time the shards came onto him. It was forced to wrap around and got hit with a Walrus Punch. So they do end up losing him. But this game just seems to be getting more and more difficult for Infinity.
Yeah, bottom lane, tier 2 tower will be a nice pickup if they can get it. Fortification coming off cooldown right now, so that's actually quite a blessing as the catapult is here under the wave.
I'm surprised they don't pop the 4
I imagine they will, because it will refresh when the tower dies. I think they're just trying to set up potentially.
Don't look now, but
Please
Radiant's
pop the.
bottom
Oh,
tower
there we
is
go.
obliterated.
They're not gonna
It
be able
took
to
a
set
lot
up.
of damage just now.
Yeah.
The tower just dies here anyways, but you might as well pop it.
Don't look now, but Radiant's bottom tower is
All right. Visage going for the Vladimir's offering as his next item. Probably into Wraith Pact eventually. It is one of those items that we don't see all that often, but it is still very good for a Visage. And the Vlad's Aura, obviously, super valuable. Or at least the stronger Vlad's Aura is super valuable.
Yep. Now turn their attention. I mean, next objective for them after grabbing the outpost is probably just securing the area around the Roche pit. It's not super easy for them to take it, but once the Vlad's done on the Visage, it does get easier.
What did we get here? They're smoked up. It's a Blink Dagger on Dad and a Blink on Tusk. I mean, those are all pretty damn good if they can find something with it. Genic, his smoke's going to get popped. Vitali was inside the pit, baiting him out. And they don't find anything.
better than a stick.
No. Blink Dagger done on Batrider now, so there it is. The BKB boosted travel Blink Dagger. With that, I'm pretty sure you can just set it. Maybe you still wait for the Vlads. How far away is it?
He's almost got it.
Once he clears out this group wave, he'll
Yeah,
have it.
there
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah. So already they're moving into the pit before it even gets here, but
And they bring it down so fast.
yeah. Maybe the lifesteal isn't even necessary here.
They'll
It
be
will
able to
make the
pop
fight-
Guardians too, right? So.
Yeah. I'll do that in just a second.
And he has Stone Form. So. It's always nice.
Kill himself back up to full, and they realize they're not able to fight into the pit on Infinity, so instead they just reclaim control of the jungle, take the outpost back. Take a little bit of extra control of the map.
Kicking sweet hell out of Radiant's bottom tower.
Man, do you remember when Gravekeeper's Cloak was like 35% max HP?
Radiant's top tower is.
And then also like a 30-second cooldown or something?
Radiant's top
Yeah.
tower has bit the big biscuit.
That was
ability
hype.
Nuts.
Looks like Radiant's top tower is
Right.
getting lowered down.
Top tier 2. Again, they have Fortification available, but it won't refresh this time. They're still going to use it to try and slow down this push.
I am not a betting man, unless it's basketball. Things are
I
looking
mean, if they
dire
don't
for Dyer's bottom
get
tower.
back here,
But if I was,
they've just popped their Fortify. Like, you can go up to the tier 3s now.
sweet hell out of Radiant's top tower just got stuck.
Yeah.
I say you do.
I feel like you can. You're cutting mid-wave as well. There's no reason not to. Right?
They do have decent high ground
They're gonna
defense. They
smoke
just like
instead.
spam Firestorm.
They wanna
but
pick
yeah,
off.
It looks like they want to catch
Dude.
somebody. Genic tankiness wouldn't be so bad.
If Dyer doesn't
Yeah.
haul ass and help out that bottom tower, there's
I
not
think it
gonna
looks
be
like he's
much.
going to. Analog's going to find him, though. He goes for the snowball. Nicely done.
You might be able to blink.
Not with Avalanche. Dang. Very rough.
Unlucky, I suppose. Blink Dagger finished up on Rubik now. That one's flying out to him. It'll make it pretty easy for him to. I mean, he managed to steal another Requiem. He can make some big plays happen with that.
Things are looking dire.
Kataro, bottom lane. He's alone here. Does have the BKB as he's sending out some more items, but Prada, he's just going to rupture him in place. Does he get the bash? Okay. Of course he gets the bash. Of course. Of course he gets the bash. Mjolnir finished up now for the Bloodseeker.
I mean, they're just boxing in their base now. I think they just give themselves an even bigger farm advantage before breaking on high ground. But the question is, like, what items they need to close this one out. They're working on the Wraith Pact on Visage. Actually, it's done. The recipe in the Wraith Pact, the recipe in the point booster really didn't take them long to finish off. And they already have Blink to your 4 staff on Tiny. I feel like you have all the items you need to win the game, but a 10k advantage is not much these days.
Yeah, if you're not up by 30k, you can't go high ground. That's kind of the golden rule of Dota right now. All right.
There it is. It is done. I mean, BKB done on CK now. Yeah, the later you wait for this one, the more you give the opportunity to Infinity to build a couple of important items. This pipe is all just about done. You're like 250 gold away. Almisha manages to force tap him away. But yeah, Oscar manages to, like, if he finishes up this pipe, then all of a sudden, like, way less damage coming up from the Rubik Batrider, etc. Defending high ground becomes much, much easier. Pipe Guardian Greaves is actually, like, so crazy. You can be sitting at, like, super low HP and not manage to finish anyone off just because the HP regen magic resist.
Yeah. Bottom lane, they had a ward, and it's going to scout this
Chargers
smoke.
right
They get the
into it.
Walrus Punch, though, to start it off on Kataro, but El Misho on the backside gets the Avalanche. The toss comes through Kataro. He's just going to BKB through this Requiem. He does not care, and guess who stole it, man? It's the Rubik. Looking for his opening, but I don't think he's going to get a chance to use it. They're dying one by one, looking for Prada in the base. They will easily chase him down here with the Visage. A triple kill for Kataro's Bloodseeker.
Only thing that's going to slow them down here is the fact that the lane is pushed pretty far in. It's going to take like 30 seconds for it to actually reach the tier 3 tower, so instead they go to the mid lane where it takes another, well, a mere 15. But by then, Shadow Fiend is going to be almost back up, as is the Underlord. So that's the unfortunate part about, like, diving the enemies like this when you're beating them so hard. Is it really doesn't take long for them to respawn. If waves aren't in the perfect position, you are not able to close out the game.
That's a really good point. I mean, Visage can do some damage to the tower, but he does need
The
to
heroes
have
are
people
back up
sitting
now.
behind him.
Like, you can finally hit the buildings, but the heroes are back up.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Just like that. High ground equals defended despite being 13k behind.
So, Roshan not going to respawn for another 2 minutes and 45 seconds at the very least. The question if they're going to feel confident enough to actually push high ground or go for anything. Instead, they'll work for the next couple of items. I did mention earlier, like, you are done all the items that you need on these here that are absolutely core. Now you're just, like, getting an overwhelming advantage to be able to push high ground. But the longer you wait for things like that, the more you give the opportunity for, I don't know, example, like Tusk to get Walrus Kick.
Yeah.
I know it sounds very far off, but pushing high ground against it feels near impossible sometimes.
Yeah, it's true. Kataro queuing up a Lincoln Sphere, so that's interesting. I mean, I guess it's really good against the CK spells, just not getting stunned. But he can also just get the Blood Rage shard eventually, which my guess is they probably try and take this from second Roche, right? We've only seen one. Vitaly will pop the smoke, ends up scouting it with the birds. He's got the Gravekeeper's Cloak. He's going to pop it immediately. And the Stolen Requiem, baby, sends him all the way. It ends up canceling the lasso, though. Shadow Fiend, he's going to respond with his own dad. Catches the Rubik up onto the backside. They're managing to hold him down long enough, and they let the Requiem fly. Kataro now with his BKB. It's expired. He's stunned inside them all. They get the freezing field as well. Kataro's going to go down. Uh-oh. Not where you want to be, but it's the damage from Vitaly. It's starting to add up. El Misho with the Avalanche toss. They get the Underlord as well. Prada low. Leo Style is low. Analog. He's got his eyes set on looking for more, and he's got him. It's going to be Prada on the bottom side. Gets him with a flame break. And Oscar trying to escape. Avalanche finally comes through again. The Fiend's Gate can't save him.
But I mean, you do lose the Rubik, you do lose the Bloodseeker. You can get onto the high ground here, but you can chip away at it, and that's going to be it. Heroes, like I mentioned, have pretty low respawn timers right now. Ooh.
Leo Style thought he
Tries
was
to sneak
safe,
up
but
on
there
him.
was an Invis rune, or there's a Sentry rune waiting for him bottom. Oh,
Just like that, he's dead. So he might actually be able to do a little bit of damage to this tier 3 tower now. You've got Fortify to buy you a little bit, and you've got Tusk, CM, Chaos Knight all coming back up.
Oh, Visage
I'm
also
very
has a
surprised they
gem.
haven't popped the Fortify, but they've got Tower Flak now. It's doing some decent damage, and they're going to Visage with it.
Oh,
But
he
pops
gets the stone
form.
form off again from that Gravekeeper's Cloak, and Gardic is here trying to just buy them some space. He ends up stealing Frostbite, which that's going to be a nightmare for this Chaos Knight to deal with, and just like that, he's just taken down. Analog just jumps in with the BKB. It's just Rubik, spell after spell, just holding these heroes in place. They can't go anywhere. The tier 3 falls, the Wraith Pact is down. They're looking now for their first lane of barracks. A fortification is available, but your Bloodseeker is rejoining the fight. Toss back from El Misho into a Pit of Malice. Tusk doesn't get to go anywhere. A lasso to guarantee that kill.
Again, they do have another Fortify, but even if the SF comes back and joins this fight, like he's at 12 souls right now. He does not feel very strong, so they lose the first set of racks. I'm not sure you can stick around for the tier 3. They try to pop the fort in order to Tower Flak the creeps away, but
I mean, I think they can.
They
They've
still
got
on the
Wraith
bottom
Pact
lane.
coming off cooldown as well. They just popped Guardians. Like,
Radiant's middle tower just got
yeah, they're sticking around. They're going to finish off the second set of racks, or at the very least the melee racks here.
okay, no, they
All right,
finally
not so
back.
confident. They back off. It's bizarre for them to stick around long enough for that. Maybe they just think better, but they go, okay, well, the 21k, well, we're this far ahead. It's 17 to 42. We don't want to throw the game here.
Dude, look at the
Look at
ward
all these
bottom,
wards
too.
as well. Yeah, yeah. This one inside their base, and of course they have one sitting on top of the high ground.
I mean, they're
Over
just
by the
running up here
triangle,
hoping that
and-
they're not ready, but they were. Tusk just
They're
goes right into a
very
Pit of
ready.
Malice, and he's just going to just be stuck there. No one can do anything. They can't get around this.
They realize Kataro is up in the top lane, though, but they don't want to chase too far forward. Roshan has respawned, by the way. This is going to be where Bloodseeker heads next. Maybe he'll clear out one more lane.
Blast Rig for Dad. I mean, that's quite nice. A little bit of extra armor.
Yep.
Kataro almost has a Lincoln Sphere. Where are we at on Analog? Finished up his Octarine Core. Also found a Psychic Headband, which is huge. So the lasso range, way stronger now.
Yeah, Octarine Core plus Psychic Headband. Your lasso actually feels like how it used to feel.
Oh, his gem is going to reveal this random ward sentry that's in his base. So Oscar, wait. He did see
he's
it,
not-
right?
He'll move out of. He saw the sentry. He didn't see the observer. Once he gets close enough to the sentry to deward it, he'll clear it out.
Yeah, he has to deal with the
Yeah.
wave
He
first.
sees-
Wait.
Huh? Oscar. Oscar. Oscar.
They're gonna use it
My
as
man?
bait. It's just bait. They're gonna use it as bait. Smoke up here
Okay.
from Alliance as they're just gonna head right on into the jungle. Shadow Fiend protected by the Shadow Blade. Dad for the moment in some trouble. There comes the Requiem, just gonna be able to fear off these heroes. They have it damaged to bring down Vitaly. No, he gets the BKB. The Rupture's gonna get dropped onto the Shadow Fiend, but Vitaly's in trouble. But there's the lasso. The Rupture just doing the work into the Force Staff. They brought him down. Goodbye, Shadow Fiend on the front side. El Misho needs some help, but he's gonna get it. The stolen Pit of Malice is just impossible for them to fight around.
It is so good against Chaos Knight as well. Like, it completely crushes Illusion Heroes. All they can do is run away now. They've already lost the SF, and he doesn't have buyback, not for another 90 gold.
Big avalanche onto two. Telekinesis. He's going to pull him right back into the Pit of Malice. They managed to cancel out the freezing field, and Rubik steals it for himself. Not managing to catch a whole lot here, but Dad, he can't get away. Chased down by the Bat Rider. Genic does have a snowball here. Will be able to use it if he wants, but the GGs come out, and that is it. Alliance will take game number 1.
looks like Dire
Wow.
wanted it more.
Early on, they just shut down the Shadow Fiend. This is what I was talking about the early stage of the draft. As long as they can find early kills onto him, make it so he's not popping off. I mean, the game would become relatively easy for them. Bloodseeker ended up just getting way too much from the laning phase as well. I
Yeah.
think they had decent counters for him in the Underlord and the Tusk, but once kills started happening like in the bottom lane, people just sitting too low HP, everybody going down, Bloodseeker just took off.
Yeah, I mean Kataro, not the first time we've seen him had an amazing Bloodseeker game. I'm still a little bit surprised by the Chaos Knight. I felt like that pick just didn't quite hit what they needed.
I mean, I really would have preferred a Naga Siren. Like you mentioned it yourself, it's super good against the Visage. It gives him the minus armor. It breaks the Gravekeeper's cloak really quickly. Like
It gives
it
you
does so many
resets on
things for you.
fights too. I
Yeah.
think that's the other thing. Like it gives you the reset on the fight that you need.
Yeah.
The Underlord pick I was super stoked on initially, and then I kind of just forgot they picked it into a Rubik. So that's a yikes.
Yeah. The
Not much you can do about
Firestorms
it.
and the Pit of Malices in the team fight from Rubik and did way more work than the ones that came out from Underlord himself.
Yeah. It's like an impossible game to play as an Underlord when that happens. I'm actually curious. I want to see the damage. Yeah, Rubik actually outdamaged him as a result. Okay. That's what I thought. All right, we're going to go to a short break. We'll be back with our final game of the evening, everyone. It is Infinity versus Alliance. Stay tuned for more. We'll see you in a bit.